Welcome back, everybody, to Game 2 of our doubleheader today between the Jessup Warriors and your Vanguard Lions. JJ Johnson alongside my partner, Xander Zubietti. Great to have you all with us. In case you missed it, Jessup took Game 1 by a score of 3-2 in what was really Vanguard ran into a lot of trouble in terms of the pitching department, had the bases loaded two separate occasions, back-to-back innings, the fourth and the fifth inning, and they somehow got out of it with zeros on the board. Spencer Edmondson doing just that on his 108 pitches. And then from there, it was just a couple of nibbles. We saw the first career home run from Angel Perez there in the eighth inning as well. And other than that, there was nothing doing. A well-pitched game from Jessup, and Vanguard got out of big moments when they needed to. And for the most part, it was just a really good game all around.
Yeah, it was definitely two different games that kind of gave an outcome that you didn't expect. The one side, Jessup was able to put runners on base every single inning, but weren't able to entirely bring them around. On the Vanguard side of it, they were struggling to get runners in scoring position, and when they did have them, usually was putting them in two outs and had no chance of bringing them around to score.
Rodriguez is leading off. High chopper foul. So he led off game one as well for Jessup. 1 for 5, the man from UC Riverside. He's facing off against J-Mo for the Lions, getting another start, his third of the season already, Zuby, filling in to this spot wonderfully for Jesus Beretta, who's still dealing with that upper arm, shoulder area injury, as Maz has it in glove to hand to Gallegos for the first out of this 7-inning contest.
Yeah, J-Mo has done a good job coming in, and we didn't know exactly how much he was going to be used this season. Hasn't pitched in a while.
J-Mo has a 4.02 ERA. We mentioned this is his third start of the season, 10th appearance overall on the ground. Brian Paymard snuffs it out, and he fires over to Gallegos for the second out, just like that. J-Mo, 1-2 record, actually picked up his first win in over 3 years for Vanguard a couple of weeks ago as he was pitching against Hawaii Hilo, his former school. And the 4 1/3 that he pitched last week against Biola was actually his longest outing since his days at Hilo, where he also pitched 4 1/3. As if you're new to the Vanguard Sports Network, J-Mo didn't actually play since 2022 before this season started. Had a very severe elbow injury, and so missed all of 2023, all of 2024. Finally back here pitching again for your Lions, as he had his freshman year actually last decade, if you want to make him feel old, 2019. This ball's popped up out of play for Gallegos. But 4 1/3 in that Biola game, 2 hits, 2 earned, 3 Ks to 3 walks for him, as those 3 Ks matched a season high for him that he had against APU as well as the Menlo series on the 20th.
Yeah, definitely was going to be a question mark because, I mean, for any pitcher, no matter how great you are, sitting out 2 years definitely can hurt you.
On the ground, Paymard has it in glove, somehow laying out to his stomach, gets up quickly. Gallegos scoops for the out. Terrific defensive play by Paymard and a terrific scoop by Gallegos at first base. 3 up, 3 down, just like it was in game 1. We'll see if fortune turns in favor of your Lions on the other side here on the Vanguard Sports Network. For Jessup on the hill is going to be number 25, the freshman from Kiau, Hawaii, the lefty Lauren Iwata. And we'll get to him in just a moment, but a more pressing story is the fact that Jackson Davis is not in the lineup at all. We have no clue what has happened. We're trying to get some answers for you all, but Jackson Davis is an everyday player, and when we got the lineups, we were like, what is happening? And we still do not have an answer. Working on that for you, but Fred Buxton's going to be leading off instead of Jackson Davis as he comes up empty on the first act. Davis, he looked healthy in game 1. I'm not sure if it was due to injury. We see him in the dugout right now with a smile on his face. Don't know what exactly could have happened for him, but man, that's a big shock for us. This is a high chopper out of the glove of Rodriguez, and he just tripped over the line. Is Buxton? Oh no, he's hurt. Oh no, Rodriguez is definitely hurt. Oh man, Buxton's going to get in safely. Rodriguez, you hate to see that. We'll call time. Oh man, trainer for Jessup was actually back in our athletic trainer getting some stuff worked on, and now he just came sprinting from behind us, realizing what just happened, as Rodriguez is in some considerable discomfort. Looked like his foot just got stuck in the dirt right where that chalk begins for Rodriguez.
Yeah, it looked like he's laying on the inside part of his.
Slycart puts this one in the air to right field, and Buxton's get the stop sign. And speaking of the order, all of a sudden Brian Paymard's batting third instead of just moving Gallegos and Madole up from 4 and 5 to 3 and 4. Brian Paymard will get the nod in this 3-hole after he was batting 7th in the order in Game 1. So Coach Pegg not satisfied with Vanguard's parsley offense from Game 1, where they were only able to muster up 6 hits, which I guess by their standards wasn't good enough. Runners on the corners, nobody out. Paymard glances that one foul. Let's go ahead and meet the rest of this order for Vanguard. Gallegos will still clean up. Madole batting 5th. Abe Hernandez is going to be catching. He will be batting 6th. Shiggy 7th. Kip Famolaro is going to be in center field in place of Jackson Davis. He'll be batting 8th. And Jared Mazzaferro is going to go down to the bottom of the order. Maybe he can find his bat again. It's an 0-2 for Iwata against Paymard downstairs for Iwata. Let's go ahead and take another look at this freshman Iwata. He's been terrific so far for Jessup, as now making his 9th start, 10th appearance overall, 5.24 ERA, 34 1/3 is the third most on the team for Jessup. As 25 Ks to 7 walks, and that's something usually we see freshmen struggle with, is their command, but he's been in pretty good control as a highly touted freshman coming out of high school.
Stuff just comes as their career goes on.
Gets a K there on Brian Paymard for the first out of this inning, which is a big because it puts the double play back into the equation for them. But his batting average against, though, is pretty lifted right now at .317. All things considered, though, you'll take it from him.
Well, what we've seen so far, and going off of the statistics as well, he definitely fills up the zone.
0-2. Gallegos just goes with that one on the ground to Levine. Flip. And it's a 4-6-3 double play just like that, as Vanguard continues to lead the conference in the wrong category, which is GDP. And so we're not talking about gross domestic product either. We'll go to the top of the second, still scoreless after 1. Back down the top of the second. Here on the Vanguard Sports Network, still scoreless as J-Mo's back on the hill.
But, I mean, I feel like at least there's more of an attempt to do that than just to leave him out there and hope Gallegos just doesn't hit on the ground.
Poss was jammed in on the hands and somehow found Green back up the middle. Runners on the move. The throw from Abe Hernandez to Mazzaferro. No, not in time. Coach Pegg already is halfway out the dugout. Abe Hernandez getting the early test here. Remember, he was dealing with that injury. Finally started getting back to the catching rotation with the Lions over the last week and a half or so. As the bunt is laid down, J-Mo will race over, and Maz is covering the bag. The throw is in time. Maz did a really good job, looking like a wide receiver on the sideline, going with the toe tap there as he was falling out of bounds.
Well, I mean, the good hands that he has, but still, great defensive player he has.
2-0. Ooh, man.
Filthy.
Harris gives a nod to J-Mo. I was supposed to say, yeah, you got me there.
Put that one on Pitching Ninja.
Is Pitching Ninja really looking at a Division II game at 2:37 in the afternoon on a Friday?
Get Maggie to post this on VU Base,
okay,
and then we'll tag Pitching Ninja.
All right, sounds good.
Maybe then. I've seen Pitching Ninja post a couple college ones.
Let's see if Pitching Ninja shows the D2 level some love.
Shows a love for J-Mo.
1 1/3 so far for J-Mo. You know, we were talking about this, and you made a really good point to me as J-Mo kicks and fires here to Andrews. 0-1. Jackson Davis statistically is our best defender. And by the way, we just got some word that Jackson Davis's removal from the lineup is not injury related. So take that for what it's worth. Checking on the runner there. But Davis, statistically our best defender, has yet to commit an error this season, one of a few, but our only everyday guy who has not done so. Shiggy probably has something to say about Jackson Davis being tabbed as our best defender after that terrific performance he had in Game 1.
And talking about Angel Perez telling him it looks like he could be in contention for a Gold Glove. We got Shiggy putting on an audition right there.
Yes, absolutely so. Harris at first, Poss at third. J-Mo on a 1-1. On the ground, Buxton backhanded grab. The throw to Maz is going to be corralled. The throw in time. A terrific 6-4-3 double play. Coach Payne says he's safe. He's already charging halfway out. He's dancing that third base line. But as it stands, a fantastic 6-4-3 double play ends the top of the second. We'll go to the bottom. Still scoreless. Lead off the bottom of the second, but not without a little bit of pomp and circumstance, as Coach Payne, even throughout that entire transition between the top to the bottom, was having one of the more animated discussions that we have seen all season from a visiting coach, as he was promptly told to get back as the umpires had enough of whatever jibber-jabber he was having. His battery mate, as we were talking about a moment ago, is Cole Anderson, the redshirt freshman, being able to play in his hometown of Rockland, California, previously over at Cal Poly Pomona. As Madole wears that one on the tricep to get on base for the first time today. Or excuse me, second time. He did reach on a fielder's choice in the Concordia series either, as Madole once again. It's not even a slide back in. It's just a fall forwards for him. It's graceful though.
There's first base. Let me just go over there.
Yeah. 1-1. Hernandez pokes that one through the right side. His first hit in over a month. Closing in on almost 2 months to the day since his last hit, which came on February 8th against Cedarville. That entire series, he was actually phenomenal. He was a combined 4 for 10 across the 3 games against Cedarville, coming off the heels of a series where he went 4 for 8 against Cal State LA. 9th hit of the season for Abe Hernandez as the corners start creeping in on Tyler Shiganaka. The throw to check in on Madole as he gets a nice hug there from Grant.
Who says the other teams aren't looking out for us?
And, you know, I got to say, this is a series that we were a little concerned about in terms of the hostility as we saw last year. Dylan McDonald getting the ejection as some very strong words were exchanged on a home run shot. Shiggy lays off that bunt there. And I'll leave it at that. Some very hot words were exchanged between the two teams as Vanguard went up to Rockland expecting to be in a couple of shootouts, but neither team scored double-digit runs in any of the games throughout that series, which was a shock to us all. 1-0. Shiggy lays down the bunt beautifully. And oh no, Rodriguez just – the throw's away. Madole thought about going, and Shiggy gets back safely. A good job there in Levine covering the bag, or the throwaway. He gets the ball back to Poss at first. Rodriguez is in severe discomfort. They might have to get a man moving because Rodriguez tried to go cover the bag where Madole was running towards third, and he lost his footing again and is continuing to mess with that knee and ankle. He just gave the thumbs up, but it looked like an out was going to be recorded at third, but he just couldn't get there in time.
Yeah, that's twice on that right leg. I don't know what exactly. I'm not going to say it, but the strategy would kind of be now bunt on the third base.
Kip Famularo is certainly the man to do it. He's been hanging around the top of the conference in terms of sack hits and sack bunts overall.
Because you could honestly lay down a bunt and like see if Rodriguez is good on that leg.
Empty there. Madole is getting told to come on home, and he does exactly that. Both runners move up. It's a 1-0 ball game as the pitch goes right through the wickets of Anderson. Bunting here, though, coming off the heels of a 3-for-4 afternoon against Biola, and what was really his most successful series, arguably, of his career, where he had a combined 5 for 11 against the Eagles. I feel bad for Rodriguez right now. I commend him for trying to tough it out right now, but he is in no condition right now to be charging after a ball, especially when you have to plant and turn and fire somewhere on the infield. Maz pushes this one. It's grabbed, and now pump fake. Everyone is safe. Iwata got spun around right there, the young freshman did.
Yeah, the infield grass is eating up Jessup right now.
Buxton lays off. This is the first time we've seen Buxton square around a bunt in quite some time, Zuby.
Yeah, and I mean.
But, again, commend Rodriguez for trying to tough it out, but even just walking back to his spot defensively right now. Not sure if you can see on the camera, but he's being very gingered. He's continuing to rotate that right ankle mid-air as Iwata almost slipped off the mound there. Good block here by Anderson. We go to 2-2. Intentional walk here for Josh Slikart. Zuby, do you like it?
Yeah, I mean, I understand that Slikart is.
Bases loaded. Back up the middle. Glances off the mound once more, and it cannot be snuffed out by Levine.